Hey YouTube, this is D Nice coming to you again, and just with a thought. And normally I would share these thoughts with a significant other, but I don't have one of those, so I figured I'd share it with you. And the thought was, uh, just because you slowed down doesn't mean that you're not doing anything. Because I was in the kitchen a few minutes ago, and I was like thinking to myself, I commenced to put myself down. I kept saying, "Oh, you're not doing anything, you're not doing nothing, and I had to stop myself because first of all, we're not putting ourselves down anymore. That's not happening anymore, even though I was doing that, but it's a process to kind of wean yourself off from putting yourself down. And I was thinking, you know, when I felt, not to say that, when I felt at my lowest internally, I felt worthless and I felt low and down inside of my heart. I always felt like I had something to prove. When I would go into these 9 to 5 corporate jobs, I would try my best to mimic and dress like they did. When I would come off of the job, I would, I would come home and then I would take care of things at home, and then I would run around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to accommodate customers. And although I was making money, I never really got to the height that I would have liked to be. And so now that I've slowed down, the thing that I now realize is that, oh, okay, well, wait a minute. I was catering to everything, everybody, except for the one thing that really, truly mattered, and that was myself. And right now, that's, myself, my family, of course. But before, I left myself out of the equation. And that is probably the worst thing anyone could ever do. Is run yourself down in the ground and then die, And I felt like that's where I was headed. So I slowed down and decided, okay, now it's time to focus on me. And there were multiple situations that led to this, because I was scared. So it seems like the universe pushed me into this change that I was so afraid of. So afraid of. I was so afraid of this change. And so far, it's been okay. But one of the things that I really had to realize is that, look, you cannot, for this next level of where we're going, meaning myself and for those who can relate, there's no putting ourselves down. That's one. We have to believe in ourselves. There's no more outside validation. Everything comes from within. If we are to go from a baseline of feeling worthless to a baseline of feeling worth it and higher and above, we have to begin to do things for ourselves, uh, i.e., cheering ourselves on for those things that we're doing, even if it seems like we're not doing anything. The only reason we feel like, or I felt like I wasn't doing anything, is that because mentally I'm still battling the old way of doing things, which is being in the rat race and doing without thinking or actually connecting with what I was doing. Now I'm slowing down, and like I said, I found myself in the kitchen and I was putting myself down because I felt like, oh, I'm not doing anything. But the thing is I'm doing what's important now for me. And what is that? That is catering to me. I am the common denominator besides God. I am the common denominator in every scenario in my past, which brought me here. Um, and I never considered myself. I was never considerate of myself. I was never kind to myself. And I always wondered why I always felt disliked, or felt, like nobody was treating me the way I wanted to be treated. And that was because I was relying on outside validation to give me things that I needed. I was relying on outside validation from other broken people to give me and feed me, another broken person, what I needed. And through therapy, thank you, Jose, through therapy and just a lot of different exercises that I've had to work through. And I realized that, hey, you've got to focus on you. You've got to give yourself those things that you need, that you have been craving from, not only from the job, work so hard just so I can get a pat on my back to say, oh, you did a good job. Now I've got to pat myself on my back and say, you did a good job. As opposed to looking at, my exes to say, oh, why aren't you giving me this type of love? Why aren't you conversating with me? Why aren't you holding me, or whispering sweet nothings in my ear, or taking me out? I've got to do those things for myself, and be okay, and be okay. I've got to love me first, so that I know how I want to be loved when someone comes into my life, and not create these lopsided relationships where I'm giving, but not receiving, because that was my pattern. I was giving to all of these external things, and I was neglecting myself, and I was giving from my cup, not from my overflow. And that is a no-no, ladies and gentlemen. It is a no-no. You have got to fill your cup. And so in those moments where you feel like you're not doing a thing, but you're taking yourself on that walk in the morning, to rejuvenate, or you're taking that long shower or bath to just wash the day off, or you're giving yourself a haircut, or you're taking yourself to get your nails done, or your makeup done. Don't ever feel like, or allow anyone else to make you feel like you're not doing anything in those moments, because those are the most important moments. Those moments are you saying to you that you are worth it, and I guarantee that you are worth it. How do I know? Because I know I'm worth it, and if I'm worth it, I guarantee you are worth it. So I wish you the best. I hope this message helps someone, and I look forward to seeing what you have to say in the comments. I want you to have a wonderful day, and I'm out. Have a great day.